time to say kia ora to Willie Jackson. Now, you would have been happy with the story about the Welsh making Welsh compulsory.
Well, it confirms everything I've been saying over the years, and that's a good response to excuse makers like Hekia Parata and John Tamahere, who keep saying we don't have the resources, we don't have the teachers. It doesn't matter. You make it compulsory. If you make it compulsory, the government will prioritise it, and we'll get the teachers
and we'll
get the resources. It'll just take
But of
years.
course, there is the argument that if you try and make something compulsory, people are going to rebel against it.
Yeah, well, I mean, maths is compulsory, English is compulsory. So, you know, we should have Māori compulsory, so we're all growing up speaking it. So that was a wonderful story and confirms what a number of us have been saying for years.
I'm with you on that one. Māori Party held its annual meeting yesterday, and there's word that they should rebrand themselves, including changing their name.
Yep.
What'd you make of that?
No, that's too late for the Māori Party.
Too late for?
Too late to change the name. I always thought they shouldn't have been called the Māori Party when it first started. I thought that it limited them. Because
so stick with the name.
Stick with the name.
Rebrand, but rebrand how?
Rebrand to show that, in fact, the party can be available for everyone. Because when the party started, they had a lot of Pākehā support. A lot of Pākehā support. Pākehā people stood in all the seats. But
so what are you saying, the non-Māori voters?
It's an option there for non-Māori voters, because whilst it's a Māori party, it's a party for everyone. So they just need to really get those messages right. And also they need to broaden their strategy a bit now, because the threshold is dropping from 5% to 4%. There's all the indications there.
But that's interesting, isn't it? Because the Roy Morgan poll on Friday had the Māori Party at 3.5, so up 2%. I mean, do they really need to rebrand?
Well, they have to make it look. They haven't had a good year in terms of publicity. I think that's a bit of a shock poll. It might be a rogue poll, but good on them. Well done, because they've been under attack a lot. Particularly in the last few months, over the water kaupapa. And so there are, I mean, we interviewed Tariana Tudia on Talkback about a week back, and she admitted that the water kaupapa was like confiscation, you know, and very, only slightly different perhaps from the foreshore and seabed kaupapa.
And on that and on any other issue, they're between the devil and the deep blue sea, really, though, aren't they? Constant speculation about Māori Party leadership. Let's have a look at what came out of the meeting on that point.
Needed really to be decided today, and they've booked us in again. So
I will never ever challenge either one of those of our two leaders at any point in time. In terms of a leadership discussion, that's not my style.
Really?
Well,
never going to challenge?
Yeah, probably. Well, if Tururo's saying that, you take him on his word. But I think it was.
Well, why not?
Well, it's not his style now, but you'd have to say it was his style about a year ago, because you know, they were on the edge of a bit of a coup happening.
Yeah.
Him and Penn Bird were hatching a bit of a coup to get rid of Peter Sharples. But it's good that Tururo perhaps has taken that line now. It's a very principled line. Is it a pragmatic line? I mean, only their supporters can answer that, because Peter Sharples is getting on. I think he's 71, 72. Still a good leader, along with Tariana.
And they say they're going to be there next
time.
Well,
yeah, you know, they've got to get, you know, Ururo might not be around forever, and he's a good, solid MP, no doubt about that. He doesn't have the X factor of the other two, but he's certainly, you know, he could go into the leadership now, but they've got to choose whether they want someone like that who's solid, reliable, or the X factor like Sharples and Tudia.
We do have to wrap there. It'll be interesting to see how this all pans out over the next few years. Thanks for that, Will.